We're so back playing Slay the Spire. Now you're going to ask, NL, what happened? Why aren't you playing the defect? Well, you might want to catch up on the series. Now, the Watcher, I've been playing on my phone, and will probably be the next thing I do on YouTube. But I do want to say, I don't want to yuck mega crits yum, okay? But I do feel like the way that I play the Watcher, because the Watcher is so strong, is that, like, I literally just play cards and win unless I get stuck in Wrath, which is kind of boring. Like, when I'm playing the defect, at least on the higher level Ascensions, I'm like, I've got to play these cards in this order and then hopefully, like, draw this. And when I play as the Watcher, I'm like, literally whatever I play doesn't even matter. Because I'm going to change stance 3 times. I'm going to put up, like, at least 20 passive block, and then I'm going to hit you for 100. So I almost feel like I'm going to save this for YouTube, but I'm like, for recreation, I think I'd rather just go back and play a little Ironclad or something like that. It's been a while. At least confront the first boss. You kiss your mother with that mouth? Now, I don't really remember what the fuck is going on with the Ironclad, but I'll tell you one thing. I've been reading the discussion threads on Slay the Spire. r/Slay the Spire, I should say. And nothing will humble you like reading those, thinking you know stuff about the game, and then realizing all the cards you thought were good are ass, and all the cards you thought were ass are amazing. Who knew, man? Who knew? You know people aren't fucking with Sword Boomerang too much? I had no idea, man. Did you know energy relics are bad? Anyway, I do like Uppercut for sure. I'm so scared to watch this stream because I just started playing and I don't want to be tainted with good strategy. Chat, we're so bad. We've come so far. Did you know in like 2017, 2018, I was hated? Maybe not hated. Maligned by the Slay the Spire community. They said, I can't believe that this guy is one of the ambassadors of our game. Nowadays, I don't want to brag too much. All I'm going to say, Ascension 0 to Ascension 20 on the defect, 26 videos. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. Nowadays, we just insult r/teachers. You're right. Anyway, we are on Ascension 1. That's true. Give me some block. It was like that with Sap too. Now look at them. I don't know what's going on with Sap now. I don't even mean it to be rude. I got nothing against Sap. Let me see here. I can't kill you. I can hurt you pretty bad though. It's still goated. I just think that like they need to go back to some more basic type animals. They need to get rid of, well, get rid of maybe is not the right word. I would like it if they maybe remove some of the griffins and the chimeras and stuff like that, and the wyverns and the who's its and the what's it, and they were like, hey, check it out. It's a wasp. Stuff started to get too much text. I think there's some truth to that. I was just, I don't know. I preferred it when fish was like the hardest or the most difficult card to understand in the game. When you would just be like, whoa, I have to put 3 fish on top of each other and then give a 1/1 buff to everybody in this row? Like, that's crazy. I miss stacking turkeys. Go back to the animals your child knows. That's what I'm saying, man. I do kind of like clothes. I'm just worried my deck's a little expensive. But then at the same time, I also don't really know what I'm doing right now because I haven't played the Ironclad in quite some time. But I do know that Bag of Prep is like a crazy relic. Hit you with one of these. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, too. Maybe let's see what we got going on here, I pretty much just don't like any of this. You called it a Richard Garfield game at one point, and my perspective on it never recovered. I didn't mean to do that kind of damage to Super Auto Pets, okay? I think there's just, and I wouldn't even necessarily call it a cautionary tale, but I think there's a lesson in, like, how difficult it must be to balance a game. And you can learn something about that from Super Auto Pets. Hang on, we gotta stop the bleeding a little bit here. Like, I think this happens in a, oh, we need to shrug it off for sure. I think it happens in a lot of games, man. Like, you start playing it and you want it to be easy enough to learn, right? But then as time goes on, your player base, like, increasingly demands more mechanics so that they don't get bored. But then, by doing that, you undermine, like, the simplicity that made it appealing in the first place, and you got, like, you're like, okay, like, back in the day, I was buying a pig and selling a pig, and now all of a sudden I've got, oh, I forgot what the animals even are, but it's like when you buy it, the backline unit gets a flame on it, where whenever they attack, everybody on their team takes 8 damage. Like, it's the same reason that I played, SAP instead of Teamfight Tactics in the first place. Yes, they need to bring back old school SAP. Who's our boss? Our boss is you. I mean, this ruins your life, so let's do that. I'm not a puss. Wait, disarm is good? Can I be honest with you? I actually have no idea, personally. It's so good. It's really good. It's one of those cards that looks like ass if you don't play a lot of trading card games, which usually means that it's amazing. Like, people who know the legal names of Slay the Spire enemies like disarm. Whereas me, I'm like guy in shell, big circle, plant that gets shield when you attack, spaghetti monster. Like, that's how you just killed John. Oh man, you know people like anger too? I thought this was like an untakeable card. People like anger. It's goated, it slaps, it's very good, it's awesome. I thought it was straight garbage, man. It's a perfect act. Oh, it used to do 4 damage, right? Maybe they buffed it a little bit. I could take it. I could bring myself to take it. I ruined Mob Bank. No, you only ruin Mob Bank if you spend. I refuse to spend. We didn't have a choice. We had to go to the shop anyway. I'll add a little Parasite to the deck. I ain't worried about all that. And then I would like, I mean, Uppercut and Bash need the buff for sure. Why Slay the Spire and not the new game Knock on the Coffin lid? Why are you breathing oxygen and not super air? You ever think about that? You got me. Yeah. It's not my first rodeo, okay? Should I invest in super air? Nah, it's priced in. Sorry to say. I'm going to live, for sure. Do you remember oxygen bars in mall kiosks? I don't, but I think that that's because it was a little bit before my time. And also, the world was moving different. Hang on, I might actually die. The world was moving different in, oh no, you're doing 0 damage still. Your life is over. In like the year 1995. Like now in 2024, somebody in Korea invents like a new street food. That shit is like on Robson Street in downtown Vancouver in like 20 minutes, right? Like they invent it in February and then the store in Vancouver is closing down by May because like the information just travels so fast. Back in 1995, because I lived in like a mid-sized town in Ontario, you would only hear of something taking off like if you watched an American TV show. You'd be like, damn, I guess people in Los Angeles are eating raw fish now or something. What a wacky part of the world. But they would like not, you wouldn't get that shit for like 7 years. Like I think the first sushi restaurant outside of Toronto in Ontario probably opened up in like 2017 or something like that. So oxygen bars, I think they like flared up and then they went back down. So they didn't even have a chance to take off in where I lived at least. Okay, one moment please. I have to think about this. Double tap. It's not bad. Juggernaut can go crazy. We don't have like a... I'd love to see like a true grit or something like that to help this. And then Exhume is basically useless right now. Might go double tap. Hey, Valentine, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. I do have to say, by the way, well, it's not a say, it's more of a question. Easiest pick of my life. Huge. Has anyone ever eaten at... What is the most famous Chinese hot pot chain restaurant called? You're going to say it, and I'm going to say that's the one. Yes, Haidalao. You're absolutely right, Haidalao. Is Haidalao goated? Because there's one... I pass by it now and then. I think it's in Kitsilano in Vancouver. It replaced the Swiss Chalet, the last Swiss Chalet in British Columbia. And I'm always like, anytime I'm there, I'm like, it has like a doorman. It has like security at the door. It's always packed. Like it seems like there's hundreds of people inside the restaurant. Maybe I got to give it a try, man. What's better, Haidalao or Big Way? Haidalao, apparently. They have the best customer service. Yeah, it looked a little uncomfortable for me because, like, isn't it like Cold Stone Creamery? It's like when you tip, they do like a dance and stuff. Big Way's a little cheaper. Haidalao's better service. They don't. The video, maybe it's a North American thing, okay? Because like Kate showed me a video from China where somebody tipped and then all the waiters and waitresses did like a choreographed dance. And I was like, that shit is like a little uncomfortable for me. Maybe in North America we got the kind of like laws and regulations that they can't make them do that shit, but in China it's a different world over there, man. We should go check out Haidalao. Do they have good stuff for kids? Do they have like spaghetti? I guess it's nice to be the Ironclad, huh? You could take a little damage. Well, Kate also showed me a video like about the business of Haidalao, and this shit got me like pissed off. And I don't think it's like fair for me to be pissed off about it, because I'm sure that like these rules or whatever are probably put in place so that people don't get sick or whatever. But like in the Haidalaos in other parts of the world, your ass can literally get like a manicure while you wait for your table. You can get a massage and stuff like that. And then in North America, the health department said, no fun over here. How about just one big room at the front of the restaurant where everybody looks at their phones? You can't have an esthetician working in a place that also sells food 75 feet away. That would be too much fun. You can't have... It's illegal to have fun these days, is what I'm trying to say. What about Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage? I have a memory of... and this, I swear to you, this is real. And I've done this... I don't even want to call it a bit because it's real life. I've mentioned this before and people are like, I can find no mention of what you're talking about on the internet. There was a video, it was an advertisement for a barbecue place in America that went viral because they went so hard on like the slow jam R&B song. So it went like, let me get some of that good meat falls off the bone. Baby, you're hungry. I said, baby, I'm hungry. Let's go to Mr. Spriggs and get us some ribs. 347 South Air Depot. Let me get that SPRIGGS. When you deal with Mr. Spriggs, you only deal with the best. You know this one? Is this... I've never been able to find the video. They got like... John C. Reilly sang it on Conan or something like that, and it's been scrubbed from the internet. Full-length Mr. Spriggs barbecue commercial. 15 years ago. Oh, good. Meat falls off the bone. And 17 South Air Depot. Call 733-8578. Meat falls off the bone. Dude, that's... It turns out it was not deleted at all. How do you go out of business with a commercial like this? That's so true, dude. So true. Oh, man. Anyway, let me think about this. I mean, headbutt's always nice. You can bring back something. They don't make them like that anymore. It's true. Well, they do make them like Vira, though. What do I want to see? What do I want to see? What do I want to see here? Whirlwind is like an amazing card. They have it on Spotify if you want to put it in the rotation. Oh! First off, yes, on Spotify. Secondly, Chemical X plus Whirlwind. No, Lieutenant, your men are already dead. I mean, they're cooked. It's over, man. Oh no, my Ma Bank. Oh no, it's the cops. Remember that, man? Super bad. I'm making a food truck themed Slay the Spire. What food item would you add? How about a lobster roll? It can be a relic. It costs $75 and does nothing for you. Culinarily, spiritually, sexually, metaphysically, existentially. I am... If food trucks have one remaining hater, and I know that they don't, because they have many, but it is me. Let me put it that way. I was a big food truck believer when I moved to Vancouver. It seemed like a very cool thing to do when you were a millennial, you know, coming of age in the 2010s, basically. What's wrong with a food truck? Never know where the motherfucker is, for one. Hey, I really enjoyed eating at that food truck. Something you might say once in your entire life. Get ready to never see it again for the rest of your life. Or unless you could follow 1,000 food trucks on Instagram and they're going to be at the River District in New West this weekend. Well, I don't fucking live there, so, okay. Costs as much as a normal restaurant. You wait outside for the food, which is like, I live in an area where sometimes there can be like inclement weather. It's just annoying. Yeah, then you're eating that shit like next to a garbage can being stalked by like seabirds and shit like that. I'm not a food truck guy, man. Oh no, waiting outside? Well, you should at least knock a little bit off the price, motherfucker. Because you don't have like a building or nothing. So why is my ass paying 18 bucks for 3 tacos? It just doesn't make sense. It might be your worst take. You got me about to, like, just to be honest, about to say some rude stuff to you. Because, like, what I want to say is that, like, the only people I know who love food trucks have, like, eaten at one when they were on, like, a senior year trip to Portland or something like that. And then they live in the Midwest. I'm not in food truck central, but I see food trucks, like, all the time. I've experienced more food trucks than the average individual, and I'm like, I would much rather just go to a restaurant. The one, I know that this, I bring this up all the time. The one that really got me was when I went with Corey to a food truck festival in New Westminster, near Vancouver, British Columbia. It was free to enter the food truck festival. Unfortunately, you have to pay money for all the food trucks. What was the festival? Literally like 20 food trucks. Each one of them had a 45-minute lineup. Line up 45 minutes, get to the front. They're like, oh, we're out of the thing that we're famous for. Fuck you. What are we doing, man? Why not just go to a restaurant? McDonald's ain't running out of chicken nuggets. They might have to cook extras, but that festival's a scam. You're telling me. I will say, though, I went to the Japanese festival in Burnaby last year, and Japadog was there. Normally, it's a long wait at a Japadog food truck, especially if you're at like Sakura Days in Van Dusen Botanical Gardens. Nobody was fucking with the Japadog cart. I got my Japadog in like 3 minutes. That was a dream come true. But even still, I'd rather go to the Japadog standalone location. Hang on, I gotta fuck you up a little bit. I gotta ruin your life. It's gotta be something like that. Japadog a little overrated? Of course, it's a food truck. It's all overrated. That's like what they're best at, man. Duvu doll. Interesting. Offering. Interesting. How do people feel about offering? It's S tier. It's the GOAT. It's a great card. It's an always take. You know what? I appreciate that. Wow, I have a lot of strikes and defense. Let's upgrade those. Hang on. Can I ruin your life? 7 times 5, 35. I can't ruin your life. Well, I could fuck with you pretty hard. That felt good. I'm not a big Warcry guy, personally. It feels so good to be on Ascension 1, man. You could literally do anything. How about a Whirlwind? No such luck, huh? No such luck. What did I hit you with a basic strike? I don't really want to bring that back. I guess I'd rather just kill you and then wait my turn. You ever been to a food truck courtyard? Yeah, I guess like when I was in LA for E3, they had like one of those kind of setups. And that was like a little bit better. But even then, I don't know, like I'm not trying to be a hater. Like if it's your dream to run a food truck, I wish you the best of luck. I just like don't like, I don't know, standing out in the sun or the rain waiting for my food. I just like, I'd rather just be inside, I think, for the most. It's not the end of the world. Like I'm not like you know, a sugar cube or something, but it's just like... I've also never really had food from a food truck where I was like, this is incredible. I will say, what's great about street food in Asia, and I'm a street food hater sometimes, but what's great about it is that you literally go, hey, give me like 4 of those fish skewers, and then the lady just pulls them out of the vat of fish goo and gives them to you. But like in North America, you're like, hey, can I get a fucking... it's a birria pierogi poutine. And they're like, that'll be $16.22. And then you go on card, and then it's like, okay, suggested tip 20% frowny face, 22% like face that's completely neutral, 25% very big smiling face. And then they're like, yeah, just take a seat on that park bench that's covered in bird shit. It'll be ready when it's ready. Like, it could be 15 minutes, it could be half an hour. And then you're eating it out of like a waxed cardboard container with the shittiest, like, biodegradable wooden fork of all time. That's just my experience, though. Your experience may differ, but it's just one man's opinion, okay? I think we got like an amazing deck. I think I do like oddly smooth stone because I have a low amount of defensive cards. Thoughts on fair food? I was kind of fucking up some churros in at Disneyland. I never thought of myself as a churro guy. And churros are pretty good though. That's the only one I think I really mess with that much. I think I disarm and then whirlwind you. The math is mathing. Thoughts on unfair food? You talking like Doritos roulette or what? Give me a double tap bash strike. Did you get any Dole ice cream? I did not. I will say, I don't know if Kate mentioned it in her stream. I very, very, very rarely have ever seen my wife be disgusted by a food that she's gotten, especially at a place like Disneyland. At Disney California Adventure, she got a chili mango margarita, which was like cut up mango with chili powder on the mango. And she couldn't get it down, man. It was a little spicy, but I think what the biggest problem was is that there's a Korean pickle, basically, that's called gattugi, and it's like radish with spicy powder on top of it. And the mango with the chili powder tasted exactly like that. So it was a little bit like drinking like a radish margarita. I didn't really like it either, honestly, but... Yo, the California Adventure drinks are all pretty bad. I don't know. I don't fuck with the food that much. I just eat it, I guess. What do I like playing in this deck? Literally, like, all the cards I didn't draw. That's okay. It is too expensive, too, man. I mean, like, I know that that's par for the course, but it's like, it's so expensive. Hang on, let's start. I think I'm going to try to break you, and then I'm going to headbutt a double tap back in the hopes of playing double tap whirlwind next turn. Which is exactly how that shit went down. Huge. 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 Yeah, I don't know really what's going on in chat, like 100%. But I would definitely, me personally, I'm not a scientist, but I would recommend wearing sunscreen if you're in the sun. That's just like one guy talking. So I don't know if I don't know if I'm representing the opinions of like medical science. I'm pretty sure that I am, but now I don't always wear sunscreen, which makes me a hypocrite, but that's because sometimes, you know, you're just going outside for like a couple of minutes and then you think like, oh, I don't need to wear sunscreen, but then like you realize actually you've been outside for like 6 hours and you're like, oh, I should have put sunscreen on. But now it's too late. I've already taken some UV damage. So then you're like, well, I'm not going to put it on now. But then you stay outside for like another 6 hours. But I need to look into it. You really don't need to look into it. People have already looked into it. They've done all the looking you need to do. Here's the thing is like, what do your eyes know about sunscreen? To be honest. Nothing, right? Like, leave that up to the dermatologists and the scientists, man. I dated sunscreen in high school. He was mid. Dude, have you seen that spicy Cammy on Twitter is going viral? Librarian, you must have seen this, right? The tweet that was like, I block all the sex bots except for spicy Cammy. She's funny as fuck sometimes. And then... who's Spicy Cammy? She's like an AI-generated Twitter OnlyFans reply bot. And she'll always like someone tweeted about Alien Romulus, and then her reply was like, I touched myself in the bathroom to this movie, and you're just like, Cammy, come on. It's ridiculous. It's just fucking, it's just gross, Cammy. It is funny, though. I watched that Chris D'Elia video because I was like, I got to see where this chicken tender voice or joke comes from. And then like one of the top replies was like, I love guys who tell jokes like this while I give them head. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like she's sucking your dick and you're like, there's so many tenders these days. Bud tenders, bartenders. What else you think? Let me guess, you're a chicken tender? A chicken tender? You wouldn't like that. It'd be fucking weird, man. That situation has never happened. Okay, this seems incredible, man. I'm inclined to say, though, I don't really blame the bots. Anybody that falls for that deserves to lose their money to Spicy Cammy. Because if they didn't lose it to Spicy Cammy, they'd probably lose it to someone worse. Six times 60 damage. That's pretty good. Fuck, dude, you're right. I hope Chris D'Elia never makes a joke that's like, it's crazy that Peppa and Macca are both Ronies. People are going to be dunking on that shit on Twitter for sure, and I'm going to be like, it's actually, that one's pretty funny. That one's pretty good, actually. Ooh, True Grit. Al Pacino reading the Best Picture winner, 2011. Cut another defend out of this. Gotta cut another strike out of this. True Grit when Real Steel walks in. So I didn't realize that that's what all my Slay the Spire YouTube videos comments are like now. And I'm loving every minute of it. Al Pacino, most overrated actor of all time. He's got some great performances. I would have to -2 you for that one. He's been in a lot of insanely bad movies. But he's also been the best part of many very good movies. Receive strike and store a card. I won't see this event again for 20 years, so I'm not that concerned about it. He's the best part of Jack and Jill. Well, you know. That's not saying much, but... Double offering. Double tap. Greatest whirlwind in human history. Followed by the greatest whirlwind in human history. I can't believe you're not dead. But that was like 400 damage in one hit. Or one turn, I should say. Giria? I have an actual question. Did you ever feel ready to be a dad? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like one day, like I woke up and I was like, I have to be a dad. But I definitely, like, I crossed the threshold where I was like, yeah, I think, like, I could, like, having a kid would be, like, meaningful to my life. Double up on this. And I think it's kind of like a false dilemma in a way. Because you don't need to know all the shit right away. Like, the baby scales as you scale as the baby scales, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's like taking care of a newborn feels hard when you're doing it, but is actually like the easiest. I'd love to bring back a headbutt now that I think about it. Is actually like the easiest age of child to take care of, I think. And then I gotta do math. And math is not mathing. Like, they pretty much just sleep. And then, like, when they eat, I mean, I guess I'm letting my gender do the talking, but when they eat, it's like someone else kind of sorted it out for you, right? Like, you don't need to make your own breast milk. You just kind of go into the freezer and then warm it up. I gotta put up some block here. You're right, there is meat bone value here. Now, will I see that meat bone value? Fuck you. We'll see. You're gonna do 23 damage? I'm just gonna kill you. Life's too short. Well, let's see. I'm gonna ruin your life. So I think that there's this idea, and I understand it. There's this idea that you have to have like an encyclopedic knowledge of like how to take care of a child before you have a child. But no, you kind of like figure it out day to day. There's very little stuff that you really need to... I mean, I hate to say it, but like... The mantra you can repeat to yourself if you feel like you're not ready is essentially that, like, look at some of the dumb motherfuckers around you that have like 7 kids. And I'm not like... You might be like, what's different because I'm worried about being like a good parent? Yeah, but like, the kids are alive. Like, you're probably gonna be fine. Their kids are the worst. I don't know. Who's making up somebody in their head to get mad at now, Chad? That's you. I'm not worried about my kid. I'm worried about me. Well, then maybe you're not ready. I don't know. Hang on. I own you. What if I end up being that dumb motherfucker? Well, you'll probably be fine. Most people, they just, like, you know, they figure it out. Is it stressful? Yeah, I mean, you spend, like, a lot of time doing the dishes. For sure. On top of all the parenting stuff, you're doing the dishes like crazy. And I know this is not anyone's, like, favorite bit, so, like, I apologize. But, like... Hearing the way that people without kids talk about travel is so annoying. You'll say something like, oh yeah, sorry I'm late. It took me a while to like get my suitcase. on the baggage carousel. And then some like 21-year-old motherfucker who's backpacking through Southeast Asia will be like, that's why I only take carry-on. Okay, good luck, motherfucker. 7 changes of clothes for 3 people, plus nighttime diapers, plus a few books, a couple toys. I know people are like, I don't understand why people pack so much luggage. That's because you're 22. You just need 4 graphic t-shirts and like a pair of khaki shorts and you're good to go. Like, that's you operating at your prime, okay? Hang on, I need some water. The mucus has migrated to my throat. Seven pairs of clothing is crazy? Not really. It's fucking 35 degrees Celsius over there, man. But don't even get started with me, man. You ever see that show where people go through, like, airport security? I didn't realize, like, 90% of people that are traveling out there have a suitcase full of, like, old sausages and stuff. They're always cracking open the suitcases, and there's like 15 salamis in there. Of course I do. I'm from Poland. Okay, I didn't know. Hey, by the way, where's my whirlwinds? Not having any block is really starting to eat at me a little bit. That's fine. You guys are all gonna die to a whirlwind, so let's just split the D here. Anyway, like, you're not allowed to say it, but having a kid is like not actually as hard as you think it is. The thing is, you're always like on call. That's the thing that's most annoying. Like, if you're tired, but your kid has a problem, you can't be like, I'm just going to wake up early and deal with it tomorrow. But, like, the actual, like, day-to-day duties, I mean, as long as you just get used to... You just get used to it over time. They need constant attention. They don't need constant attention. They need a lot. Constant is kind of ridiculous, though. I have a 7-week-old. This is reassuring. I know I keep saying it, but, like... It's very rude to my fellow man. But there's, like, a lot of idiots out there that have made it work. And raised perfectly great kids. So, like... I think you'll be fine. I'm just gonna chill. I'm not taking any damage. I did see Cobalt say, people aren't ready for this take, but I saw Cobalt say something along the lines of, like, I hate when people refer to their pets as their kids. Now that, Cobalt, you're gonna catch a lot of -2s for that. I didn't know I would be drawing there, my mistake. But I'm not saying I agree, I'm just saying I see you. Because I know people take their dogs very, very seriously. Sometimes their cats very, very seriously as well. Worst Juzu bracelet of all time. I hate this guy, man. Don't compare your animal to my kid. It's a whole different ball game. This is not nice, okay? But sometimes you'll like tell your friend who doesn't have kids a story about like your kid at the playground or at daycare or something, and then they'll respond with like a story of their dog at the dog park. And they're like, oh, I was at this dog park, and then this Frenchie was getting right up in her face. And I looked at the owner, and I was like, come on, can you get your dog to back off a little bit? And I'm like, brother, what are we doing here? Because now you put me in a position where I gotta go, yeah, that's like basically the same. Like, I see you're trying to relate, don't get me wrong, but like... I digress. Should they just not reply? Well, they're drawing a false equivalency between my child and their dog, I think. Don't describe that as Reddit. Reddit is like, this parentoid brought up a story about their child to me. I told you, I don't care about your child. I only care about Funko Pops. You can't just call anything you hate Reddit. Fur Baby is like, that's Reddit, okay? Having a kid is like Truth Social. Like, I'm Truth Social posting, if anything. It's bad in its own way, don't get me wrong, but it's a different kind of bad. False, you can call anything you want, Reddit. Shits. It is like an instant win, which is very frustrating. I don't mind taking 11. It's super sick not having kids. It's actually, most parents I think will tell you this, it's actually sick like having kids as well. It's just hard to describe because whenever you describe it, it sounds like condescending. Because you're always like, you're like, yeah, it's hard, you know, you got to do a lot of chores, you got to like, it takes a lot of attention. You don't get a lot of breaks and stuff like that. But then you hit them with something condescending that sounds like a value judgment. That's like, but like after you have a kid, you just really feel like the life that you were living like before you had a child was completely meaningless. Hello? Is that Malf? Am I being haunted? That was freaky, man. I was still in the Discord with Justin. I'm pretty sure that was Malf making fart noises, which is deserved, man. Deserved. I was going off. Let's pull this one out next turn. Let's freeze him. It could be Apollo. I don't know. I'm gonna ruin your life. This will not kill you. Maybe they knocked to collab. Don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started. Why not? When's the next Jackbox? Hopefully like this week at some point. I'm hoping. How about some of this? And some of this? And some of this? Having pets is creative mode, kids is survival. I'm not even trying to draw like this. You're trying to divide us, Shia LaBeouf. I'm not trying to divide us. We clanking this week? I would love to clank. I would love to clank. I'm born in it, molded by it. Why do you hate Cards Against Humanity, though? Cards Against Humanity, to be honest, I think you just gotta acknowledge that it's suffering from its own. It suffered from its own success. The Lego humor was like, it felt revolutionary like the first time you played it, but then like it became one of those board games where like every time you would play board games, somebody would be like, you gotta play Cards Against Humanity. And then it would, you know, you always gotta laugh when it's like, you know, Helen Keller, and you're like, you can't say that. Come on, man. Oh, that's too far. I don't know why I wouldn't play Whirlwind there. That was not a sensible decision. Who wrote that? Who wrote Helen Keller? You can't say that. Anyway, I'm just out of juice, to be honest with you. I got nothing else to say. I think I might even die. I don't know. Toy Ornithopter, though. You're going to try the Oreo-flavored Coke Zero? I'm kind of off the sauce lately. Thank you. But I think the real answer is that I won't, because Canada doesn't get that stuff in a timely fashion. We tend to get it substantially later. Bring back my good Whirlwind, please. Or never. It's probably shit anyway. Yeah. Congrats on beating your addiction. Well, Origin, I apologize, because you've been taking issue with like a lot of my commentary today. So you're really not gonna like this one. And that's fine. It takes different strokes to move the world. But it wasn't beating an addiction, because it's not... Coke Zero is not addictive. The level of caffeine in it does not produce a drug response in my body. And that's just the honest to goodness truth. What about the sugar? Well, there's no sugar in it. Is it habit forming? The most habit forming thing about my consumption of Coke Zero is that the smallest amount of Coke Zero you could buy from Costco was 30 cans. So, of course, it forms a habit easily when you got 30 cans of the shit in your fridge. As soon as you finish it, you got 29 more cans. Like... No sugar, just aspartame poison. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you talk to the guy in chat who's trying to figure out whether sunscreen is bad for you? You got all 30 cans in the fridge? Yeah, well, not anymore. I got 0 cans in the fridge. I got a reasonable amount of cold brew in here, to be honest with you. But, what were we talking about? Oh, I don't fuck with, like, having a... I got nothing against my neighbors, okay? I don't want to go too much into the kinematics of it, okay? But ever since we moved to a more suburban neighborhood, everyone's very nice. So you might think that that means I don't get annoyed by anything. No. When everything's great, I just get annoyed by more minute stuff over time. And it's the same level of annoyance. So what's my peak annoyance with my neighbors? They're always parking their cars on the street and in the alley, making it a little tougher to, like, drive around. And then I'm like, why do they park their cars in the alley all the time? And then every once in a while, I drive by their garage when their garage door is open, and the garage is just stuffed to the brim with like a cartoonish level of shit. They just filled their garage with soda, garbage, bulk food, recycling they haven't put out yet, old tires and stuff like that. So because they have used their garage for clutter, now I get inconvenienced, and I got to use like the sensors on the edge of my car to make sure I'm not going to hit their car or like my neighbor's garbage can whenever I'm pulling out of my driveway. We, on the other hand, because my wife is very organization-pilled, we have shelves that we built in our garage that we bought from Costco that are like fucking... This was an endeavor, man. Like, the Costco, we were at the store, and Kate was like, we should get these shelves for our garage. And then I looked at it, and the box said, like, it's 100 kilograms. And I was like, I can't carry this shit out to the car. So we said, that's fine. We'll just have it delivered. They delivered the 100-kilogram box to our front door. I had to walk that motherfucker all the way around the house, open up the door to get to the yard, carry it through the door to the yard, through the yard, and into the garage, man. It was like worse, because if I had just moved it to the car in the first place, the car naturally migrates to the garage. How'd you do it? I was fucking Oompa Loompa walking it. Gung go gung go gung go gung 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 go go gung 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 go gung gung. The staircase took me fucking forever though. But anyway, so what is this emote, man? Dekill 12? Is that global? No, man, no. I wish. Anyway, what was I talking about?